Hi, my name is Monica Gruber, and I am the director of Narayana Institute of Vedic Arts. And today we are talking about the art of Vedic counseling. All right, let's get started. So, what is the focus? The focus and the scope is, first of all, Ayurveda is not allowed to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. Our assessment and counseling is an art, and it's really not clinical. It is clinical in India, and it's clinical when somebody has some kind of health license. Otherwise, it's not considered clinical. It is considered an art. And the focus, especially for an Ayurvedic counselor, is preventative healthcare. And the tools are diet, lifestyle, meditation, herbs, yoga, self-care, and so on. And mostly you kind of find out a person's original constitution, which is called Prakriti. And it's not Prakruti, it's Prakriti. And you find out Vikriti, or what are the imbalances. And you do that by kind of finding systematically. First, you find out the dosha, then what is the state of Agni, and if they have some toxins, Ama, what is the state of tissues. Basically, they're just those who are counseling are recommending a lifestyle change. It's not a diet, it's not a permanent lifestyle shift. Having said that, for some people, they might continue, and that might be good for them. But the focus is on like sleeping times and mind shift and exercise and yoga and meditation and pranayama. I mean, just to give some examples. So let's talk about talking the talk and walking the walk. Ayurvedic counseling, or what I call Vedic counseling, because it takes all the Vedas and Vedic qualities. So an Ayurvedic counselor or a Vedic counselor should be honest. They should be compassionate. They should be sincere. They should be trustworthy. And we are not there to judge anybody. Hey, uh, at the same time, we are not going to say, you do you, and I do me, and we all do ourselves, and we're all very happy. No, no, we're not saying that either. We're not judging. But at the same time, you're not saying you do you either. But you're saying it's okay to you for 3 days a week, but can you just tweak things a little bit so it balances balances your dosha or mindset. And of course, there is patience. Oh boy, this was hard for me. I'm not a very patient person, but over the years and working with many, many clients, we have, of course, confidentiality. Even if it's an art, Vedic counseling is an art. Still, it takes a while to be, and of course, we use the path of yoga and we use the path of Ayurveda both. I tend to use a lot of things from yoga chikitsa, because it marries so beautifully with Ayurveda. For example, asanas or breathing, for the flow of chi, for the flow of pranayam, stretching the breath, pranayam, stretching the breath. And it helps to calm mental fluctuations. And of course, meditation. And the kind of meditation that I personally do is called a japa meditation, meaning japa means you chant like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You keep on chanting Ram, 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 and you chant it. It's almost like a frequency, in the words of my friend Krishna Vallabha. She called it a frequency. Yeah. So that's one way to chant. And there's another kind of meditation where you sit down, and that one's hard for me, but I try to do it. But there are many kind of meditations, and what works for a kapha person may not work for a pitta person. So meditation just doesn't mean sitting still. You can be doing a walking meditation. And look and see if you've seen this, the spiritual practice of the person who is a Vedic counselor. I mean, these are all the spiritual practices taken from the Ashtanga yoga. Of course, you don't have to have all of that, but the thing is, we should be ourselves on the path of sadhana, on the path of these things before we start going and saying, hey, I want you to follow this. Of course, we're not trying to do a religious conversion or spiritual conversion, but say, hey, here are some tools that we follow, and they're really good. It's good for our mental health. Would you like some? And we gotta walk the walk. And before we talk the talk. All right. So one thing that happens when we are a Vedic counselor, we're trying to counseling somebody is, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Or, oh my God, you really want me to stop eating like a large dinner and start having it like a large lunch? Is resistance or change? Diet, lifestyle. Oh my God, this is too much. And then for some people, it's easy. For others, it's not. Stepping out of the comfort zone is painful. And fear of failure. For example, I would tell my clients who come for Vedic counseling, Ayurvedic counseling, say, hey, I can't, I want you to reduce. Would you be open to reducing, you know, um, wine or alcohol? And they're like, yeah, but what will my friends think? Because, we go out every 2 weeks and there's wine. And what will you think? Hey, in a wine glass, can you have some, apple juice instead? You know? You just need to say cheers and have a glass, right? So this fear of, oh, what will others think, that I'm not eating this anymore, I'm not drinking this anymore, or I'm no longer eating steaks or whatever that might. And then there is this, I want to protect my current identity. And why is this a resistance to change? Is you got to look back at the sanskaras, and these are, if you look under this, are the habits that are acquired in childhood, cultural and family traditions, conditioning, past actions and experiences, and that includes previous life, deep subconscious impressions, and of course, that's why I said a combination of using the principles of yoga, using principles of things that are written in our Vedic books, Bhagavad Gita, and also whatever is written in the Ayurvedic textbooks. We kind of marry all that in the Vedic counseling. In my personal opinion, Vedic counseling is one step, two-step above Ayurvedic counseling, because Ayurvedic counseling is, if a person is tamasic or rajasic, wherever they're at, it's okay. You love meat, you can have meat. You love alcohol, you can have it, but little changes, and that's fine. But in that counseling, it's what is the result and karmic effect of these things that you're doing? Or you have a great diet, but you are morally reprehensible and you cheat people for a living. No, 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 no. That's going to cause problems to you, to your family. So, all of those things. These are samskaras. Oops. All right. Some of the things that, uh, just like the interventional toolkit, is I help them do visualization exercise. But before I do it, we do a lot of chanting, and we only after chanting do we do the visualization exercise. So I have them do some yoga or poses, meditation, chanting, and then, because they just walked out of, they found the parking in the park, and they just come in and it's been hot, and suddenly you're saying, after 10 minutes, close your eyes and let's see where we can end up. Yeah, yeah. That's not gonna happen. You gotta feel everything. You gotta calm them down, bring them in a state of sattva. And the journaling, I like to teach them to have Shri Yantra or different yantras or symbols or Om, that I teach my clients before they write everything. They have to make these symbols of Shri Yantra or Om. And it is, the journaling never starts with I want, I feel. In the Western counseling, it's all about how a person feels. I feel, I want, it's about me. Me, nope, it's not like that. Whatever the universe is trying to give, it's already, we're on that path already. But we are requesting the divine, we're requesting the universe for intervention, that whatever the universe is doing for us, it's good. It's not about what I want. But I would like to envision life where I'm more in terms with the, whatever divine has planned for me. So it's instead of I, me, us, you know, go with the flow, and seeking blessings, and knowing that whatever plan the universe, the divine has for us is a good one. And a service, instead of what I want, is what can I do for others? This is another. So Oh, yeah, but using the same tools like vision boarding, which in traditional counseling also use, and yeah, you got to pick a start date. And for example, if somebody calls me on that they want to meet me on Krishna Chaturdashi, and I will not give unless somebody's trying to do a detox. Krishna Chaturdashi is a date which is the day before no moon or Amavasya, is a really bad day to start a healing journey. um, but so don't meet or Amavasya no moon. Start on Pratipat, the first day of the moon. Purnima, Ekadashi is a great day to. So even when you're going to meet your client, so the energy of the day, energy of the tithis can be good is kind of important. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little teeny tiny podcast. I run a college, Narayana Institute of Vedic Arts. I do Vedic counseling, and I'm an Ayurveda practitioner. So if you want to learn more or sign up for a consultation, yeah, drop me a line. Thank you.